students, today we will see differential amplifier, that is MOSFET differential amplifier problem, numerical problem. It is DC characteristics of MOSFET differential amplifier. Okay, see here, this is a problem statement is given for you. First, let me discuss about this question first. See, actually you have a 4 transistor, you can see M1, M2, M3, M4. Okay, the conduction parameter values are for M1 and M2 is given as 0.1, for M3 and M4 given as 0.3. This both are matched and this both are matched. Okay, so we want to find what is the maximum range of common mode input voltage. It is a maximum and minimum. So we are studying with respect to the DC point. Okay, DC characteristics. Okay, so let me give more input about this circuit again. See here, M2 and M1 and M2 are differential amplifier. Actually, two input which is given here, and I'm taking two output in this terminal across the drain in the first transistor, in the second transistor M2. And this, all are matched characteristics. So you consider RD1 equal to RD2 and RD2 equal to RD, right? The relation of matched characteristics. Here, this is a very important. Usually you will be having resistance here. In the theoretical part, whatever we studied, right? Here you have one constant current biasing, right? And in the basic circuit, it will be represented by some resistance. But in advanced circuit, the resistor would be replaced by some constant current source biasing circuit. The constant current source biasing, it was built here with the help of MOSFET. It is a current mirror circuit. You can see here, this is a current mirror circuit built with the MOSFET. So M3, M4. So M3 actually draining the M4 actually. So the current across the ID will be equal to I1 actually. So that you want to understand. There is a current across here will be equal to I1. So we'll be proceed with this knowledge. Another thing here you want to observe really, this will be very useful when you solve the problem. The drop across this is VDS1 saturation and this will be VGS1. So here you want to mark gate, source, drain. So now you can understand. This is N1 represent, this is for M1 transistor. M4 represent, this is for M4 transistor. There is VDS4 saturation. So dual power supply plus 10 and minus 10. Here you can see this is the saturation point. Okay, so this is a, so if you draw the response, you can see this transition point in between the saturation region and the non-saturation region. So this is the voltage at which the current will be saturating, right? So there is no more current increase after this. That is the VDS saturation. Even if you increase in VDS voltage greater than VDS saturation, the normal criterion, so current will not increase, right? So it will be saturated. Okay, this is the transition point you want to know. Okay, so in this problem what you actually want to find is, you want to find common mode maximum and minimum. Okay, so maximum, it will be determined by, that is a transition point. The transition point of the maximum line will be determined by your M1 and M2. Okay, your minimum of the transition point will be determined by M3 and M4. Okay, so first see here. So here they have started with finding I1 current. Okay, the I1 current is a current which is flowing in the M3 transistor, right? So first, then this is one of the method to find I1 current, that is a drop. It is a 10 minus of this minus 10. Here you have a minus V plus minus V minus. It is a plus and minus dual power supply, then minus this VGS divided by this particular resistor, so that gives V plus minus V minus minus this drop divided by R1 resistor. We will be getting 20 minus VGS4 divided by R1. Okay, so that I consider as equation 1. So similar way I can write with the normal equation. It's a MOSFET current equation, that is I1 equal to Kn3 VGS4 minus VTN whole square. So you can understand the conduction written for this M3 transistor. So VGS4 only making a saturation, right? So I have given like a Kn3 VGS4 minus VTN whole square. So now I am comparing these two equations, that is equation 1 and equation 2. So when you compare, so that is 20 minus VGS4 divided by R1 resistor is 30 kilo. So I given here. Then this Kn3 is 0.3. Then VGS4 threshold voltage is 1. Then I have simplified this equation. So just I multiplied, then A minus B whole square formula. Finally I obtained this equation, that is 9 V square VGS4 square minus 17 VGS4 minus 11 equal to 0. So now by applying, this is a quadratic equation, you know, that is A is 9, B minus 17, C is minus 11. So you can substitute here and we will be getting this unknown value VGS4, that is 2.40 voltage. Okay, now once you obtain this VGS4, I can find this ion current, that is 20 minus 2.40 divided by 30, it gives 0.587 amps. Okay, so this is a current which is flowing in this point. Now it is very important to know your M3 and M4 are identical, both are identical. Okay, so sum of your drain current 1 and drain current 2 will be your quotient current. That means for individual transistor, there is a 1 by 2 of your quotient current will be flowing. So that is given here, that is ID1 equal to ID2 and ID2 equal to 1 by 2 of your quotient current, that is 0.5 quotient current. So that is very important to understand to proceed further. See, now we will be finding what is your gate source voltage, okay, for M1 and M2. So what is the formula? So as a basic they were rewritten from the basic MOSFET equation. So that is ID equal to Kn VGS minus VTN whole square. So that is, we can rewritten like a VGS minus VTN equal to square root of ID by Kn. So VGS will be square root of ID by Kn plus VTN. So this gives this equation. So then I have substituted this drain current will be the 1 by 2 of your quotient current. So that is 0.293 divided by 0.1 plus threshold voltage 1. The Kn1 value, there is a conduction parameter for M1 is given as 0.1. So finally we are getting 2.71 voltage. Okay. Now I want to find what is the quotient value of V01 and V02. So that you can get with applying the KVL across here. So when you apply the KVL across here, that is a V plus minus of ID into RD. So ID2 is nothing but, you know, it was 0.293 milliamps. So once you substitute, that is a VDD minus ID into RD, will be getting 5.31 voltage. See, now I want to find what is your maximum and minimum, it is a common mode input voltage in the circuit. So I said earlier, this is a maximum and this is a minimum. Maximum transition point was obtained by M1 and M2 transistor, and minimum point was obtained by M3 and M4 transistor. Okay, so here first you want to find what is the saturation voltage for the DS in the drain source condition. Okay, so VDS saturation equal to VGS1 minus VTN. So VGS1 will be 2.71 minus 1. So the M1 transistor will be saturated at the point of 1.71 voltage. Now I want to find what is your common mode maximum point with respect to the M1 and M2. So you want to like a, when you apply the KVL, you will be getting, it is this point, it is V01, VDS1, this VGS1. So this only they have written, that is V0 minus VGS saturation is nothing but a VS1. Okay, the VS1 is nothing but a V0 minus of VDS1. You can see now. So VS1 is nothing but a V01 minus of VDS1 saturation. So this loop they have applied. This loop they applied the KVL. Okay, so finally that after rearranging the equation, that is V01 minus VDS1 saturation plus VGS1, plug in the corresponding values, we will be getting 6.31 voltage. So that is 6.31 voltage. Now I want to find what is the minimum point with respect to the M3 and M4 transistor. Okay, so same here you want to find the transition point with respect to the M4 transistor, right? So that is VDS saturation point is nothing but a VGS4 minus VTN. So basic formula they have customized for M4 transistor. So you'll be getting 1.4 voltage. Okay, so now I want to find what is the minimum point. So when you apply the KVL in this loop, you will be getting. Okay, so I'll show the loop. See, this is the point they have applied. Okay, from here to here. Okay, from here it was applied, including this B minus. So this is the way how they have included the loop. Okay, for finding the VCM minimum. Okay, so when you apply the KVL in the shown loop, that is the indicated loop, you will be getting V minus, it is a negative supply, plus your VDS4 saturation plus VGS1. So you will be getting minus 10 plus 1.4 plus 2.71. So you will be getting minus 5.89 voltage. So that is a maximum point will be 6.31 and minimum will be 5.89. So that you can understand. So minimum and maximum. So this will be 6.31 and minimum will be 5.89. So this was represented